it's hard to pinpoint just one favorite moment when you have so many. I think that in general, I love the relaxed atmosphere that encourages more participation and more attentive participation on the part of students in all the activities that are taking place in this festival. I love the fact that some concerts are indeed organized solely for the students, some for the faculty, but there are also opportunities for faculty and students to play in the same concerts. I think that when I was a student, I probably would have felt very excited to play side by side with a faculty member. It promotes a wonderful inclusion in many ways. And naturally, all the activities that are taking place in this festival are a wonderful mix of pedagogical lectures, workshops, the opportunity to play chamber music, the opportunity to perform with an orchestra in this Aula Magna, which is a splendid historical room and one of the most beautiful palaces of Recanati. And naturally, the opportunity for all of us as colleagues to learn from each other, and even while playing music together, because I don't have a lot of opportunities to perform piano for-hand music, and so I was very, very happy to have this opportunity this year, actually. So you see, it's very, very hard for me to pinpoint one favorite moment. I also very much love the fact that this festival takes place in a beautiful small village that has some splendid architecture from ancient time. The small alleys with cobblestone and the charm that one experiences simply by walking the streets of this splendid town, let alone the sights outside the city walls, that the beautiful hills that descend slowly towards the Adriatic Sea. That's really very picturesque, and no wonder this was in some ways a very important city, because it was the city that gave birth to Giacomo Leopardi, which is one of the most important poets in Italy. It is a poetic city in itself. I think it's really this mixture of activities that are taking place, and the fact that you are, as a student, you are able to collaborate with other students. First of all, you have an international milieu, so you meet students that come from different parts of the world, and at the same time you are able to collaborate, play some chamber music, play duets also as students. And we had the opportunity to listen to an 8-hand performance on one piano, as well as, I think, the usual, the standard benefits of one-on-one lessons, master classes, but also the other benefits of specific classes on topics, musical topics, or topics that also often involve technique, and this year body awareness, memorization away from the keyboard, and other topics of pedagogical nature. So it's the mixture of all these things that makes the festival quite special in many ways. Well, I decided to think about this topic because, first of all, in many ways, I noticed that memorization per se is not really part of what is generally taught. There are so many different topics that we often address in class with students, but memorization is often left in the hands of certain automatisms that do take place in time by simply practicing. But there are other ways really that one can study memorization, and reinforcing these different types of memories can be very beneficial on stage. So I thought that, as one grows, memorization changes for everyone, and I thought it would be a very interesting topic to delve into. So in terms of how much time I devoted to it, well, I first gave my memorization workshop online during the pandemic just for this festival, and that evolved into in-person workshops that lasted 1 or 2 days, anything between 2 and 6 hours. So it's kind of an intense workshop that involves also the participation of students and some homework in between the sessions. And basically, it's very hard for me to tell you how much time I spent, because I read a lot of scientific papers, often related to music, but not only. At least I spent several months researching the topic and quite some time to write about it, to create slides for the PowerPoint, and to try to make it as practical as possible, because a lot of these things obviously can be difficult, because you find them in scientific papers. So I wanted to boil it down for young students in very practical terms, with practical examples as well. And so it's been a work in progress, and I have edited and changed it many times, because I presented it in various schools in Italian and English, so both in the UK and also in Italy, and also for the Conero Festival now. I think that the beautiful part that I remember for myself when I was a student was the fact that all students live in close proximity, and they share experiences for quite some time, a week, 10 days, depending on the duration of the festival. And so that creates a completely different atmosphere, that promotes learning. Because I remember sitting with other students when I was young myself, and enjoying the exchange, or trying to understand something that the teacher had mentioned. That's a very different atmosphere than the one-on-one teaching. It's more of a collective learning, and the fact that there are so many different types of activities during the day and the evening promotes this exchange and facilitates it a great deal. Also, you create incredible friendships, and in fact, at the beginning of the festival, I spoke about the importance of maintaining these friendships among young musicians as they grow into the profession.